suckers. Do it, just do it in the air, sucker. Do it for the damn suckers. Do it.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video. On today, this is Raw Podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, click the bell, hit the word all, so that you may be able to receive every notification that comes from the channel. And when we put out a video, you'll be the first to be able to receive that video. So make sure you hit the word all and subscribe and thumb up the video, like the video, and let's get into it. All right, guys, we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns on today and the quarterback moves that they recently just made. And we're going to talk about Shedeur Sanders because this thing goes hand in hand. All right, let's get into it. Pretty much the Cleveland Browns have decided to sit Joe Flacco down, as the team has started off 1-3 so far, and they're really not really doing anything with Joe Flacco. 40-year-old quarterback. He's a veteran quarterback. We know that Joe Flacco knows how to play the game. He's been around for a very long time. He is also a Super Bowl champion with the Baltimore Ravens. But at the same time, when your time is up, your time is up. Now, the Cleveland Browns, I don't know if this franchise really know what they're doing when it comes to finding a franchise quarterback. The Cleveland Browns have not been able to find a quarterback, I believe, since Bernie Kosar was the quarterback of this team, and it's been years ago. They have gone through a plethora of quarterbacks and still haven't found a franchise quarterback yet. Now, Dillon Gabriel is going to get a shot to be the next starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. And you know what I'm saying? You know, shouts out to Dillon Gabriel for being able to get the starting nod. But I think that this thing is just this thing is a circus in Cleveland. It's just crazy how, even though Dillon Gabriel is going to get the nod to be the starter, they still decided to make Joe Flacco the backup quarterback. Make this make sense to me, because it doesn't make sense to me as a fan looking on the outside and watching the Cleveland Browns and being a fan of the game of football, but really trying to understand what the Cleveland Browns are really up to and what they're really doing. I don't understand it. You know, if you want to find your franchise quarterback, you have two rookie quarterbacks on your team. You let these two dudes battle it out and may the best man win. If it's going to be Dillon Gabriel, it's going to be Dillon Gabriel. If it's going to be Shedeur Sanders, then it's going to be Shedeur Sanders. But I don't think the Cleveland Browns are incompetent enough to be able to run an organization. I just don't think that they do, because this franchise has been a losing franchise forever. Now, they've made the playoff a couple times, but at the same time, they've always been a losing franchise. Let's just keep it a hundo. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. This franchise don't really know what they're doing when it comes to finding a franchise quarterback. When you have an opportunity, when you got two rookies, you drafted two quarterbacks. You took one in the third and you took one in the fifth. Now, you're making Joe Flacco back up Dillon Gabriel, which makes no sense at all, because how will you know if Shedeur Sanders is your franchise quarterback, or how will you know if Dillon Gabriel is the franchise quarterback, if you're not giving these guys a legitimate shot to be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns? But you're going to bring Joe Flacco back in to be the number two quarterback. It just doesn't make sense. It don't make sense to me, and I'm sure it doesn't make sense to them. But for whatever reason, whatever they got against, I don't know if it's the NFL, I don't know if it's the Cleveland Browns, but whatever they got against Shedeur Sanders, this is crazy, man. I've never seen nothing like this a day in my life. When you have the opportunity to give a young man an opportunity to see if he's going to be the franchise quarterback, so you don't have to go into the next season looking for another quarterback, because that's basically what they're going to end up doing. If they don't find a quarterback this year, guess what? They're going to go into the draft and try to find a quarterback next season. It's crazy. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, with the Shedeur Sanders thing, Shedeur is a kid where he's been having the cameras around him his whole entire life. These kids have been on camera ever since they probably came out of the womb. Shedeur Sanders is familiar with just being around fame, familiar with being around, all these football players because his dad is a legend, and rightfully so. But I think that they're trying to make Shedeur pay for whatever Coach Prime said in the beginning, like, he's going to have some say-so in when it comes to what team that he would get drafted in. So maybe this is the reason why he got drafted to the Cleveland Browns. Now things are coming out and saying that, well, he had a shot to go to the Baltimore Ravens. Let's keep it a hundo. You're not really trying to back up Lamar Jackson. You're not trying to be on the bench backing up Lamar Jackson for years, for the next 10 years. And I agree with Shedeur Sanders on that situation. You're not trying to back up no Lamar Jackson for 10 years. You want to get an opportunity to be a starting caliber quarterback in the National Football League. That's what he's trying to do. And I can't blame him for not wanting to go. If this story is true, I can't blame him for not wanting to back up Lamar Jackson, because Lamar Jackson is almost like almost a 3-4 time MVP in the league. And we know what Lamar brings to the game with his legs as well as being a decent quarterback. Lamar Jackson should have won the MVP last year, even though they handed it off to Josh Allen. I still think Lamar Jackson was the MVP. The type of season that Lamar had wanted him to be the MVP, but they ended up giving it to Josh Allen. And I think they gave it to Josh Allen because they just got tired of giving it to Lamar Jackson. So, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about a guy that they said should have been a wide receiver or a running back. He's just a running back. But at the same time, Shedeur Sanders is used to having the spotlight around him. This is nothing that this kid asked for. It's just what he was birthed into. His father was a pro of a pro, and he was one of the best corners of all time. And they're just known for being around the spotlight. And this kid can't help it because the family has been able to make income, and the kids have been able to make income and things of that nature. And now we're going to hold this against Shedeur Sanders. I don't think that that's the right treatment, the way they're treating this kid. But at the same time, whenever he gets his shot, Shedeur just got to make the most of it, because right now we know that the Cleveland Browns are a joke of a franchise, and they playing games with Shedeur Sanders. They're playing games with this kid. It's no way that Joe Flacco should be the number 2 quarterback. Just in case Dillon Gabriel goes down, we're going to put Flacco back out there. Instead of trying to give Shedeur an opportunity, to me, they need to release Shedeur Sanders and give him a fair shot with another team, because it's not going to work out in Cleveland, because Cleveland don't know what they're doing. So we'll see, man. But shout out to Shedeur Sanders, man. I'm out of here.